Good evening and welcome to Destiny Walkers Network LLC. This is your girl, Karis L. Reed, aka the Destiny Chick. Give me one moment. Let me make sure that I am live on my other platforms. Oh my goodness, what I do with my phone right here in front of me. So, good evening, welcome everyone. I hope everyone had a pleasant day. This is your girl, Karis L. Reed, the Destiny Chick, and I am going to briefly and make sure that I am live on my platforms that I am streaming to. So give me 1 minute. While I'm doing that, go ahead and like, share, and follow, and come on in the room. Come on in the room. I am not, well, let me say, I will try not to be before you long. I just felt that I had something interesting to um to discuss, to share with you, and hopefully it can be, something that will kind of get you thinking. Yeah, to discuss, to share with you. And awesome. It can be. Okay, cool. So I am Tony Robbins. How are you? That's probably the most loaded question you could ask. Okay, so I'm live on the platform. Sorry about that. I had to make sure I was live on my other platforms because right now I'm just rolling solo. So excuse me for that bit of interruption. But good evening, good evening, good evening again. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to like, share, and follow on your YouTube, your Twitter, your Facebook, wherever you may be. Share the broadcast. I am, in case some of you don't know, I am a phenomenal woman, and I am the CEO of Destiny Walkers Network, where we discuss all things purpose for women, women who are trying to discover their purpose, women who are in trying to find where they are in relationships, self development, personal growth, and things of that sort. So, the topic that I want to discuss about tonight is, ladies, why are we single? Ladies, why are we single? And I want to start getting into more of the emotional side and the truth side of women's relationships or women being single. And I'm doing that for a reason. And I'll share that with you on another broadcast later down the line. But hopefully, this broadcast will help someone kind of do a self check, a self discovery, and kind of figure out maybe they are the cause of their singleness. Maybe it's because they don't want to change. Maybe it's because they don't want to go into personal development. Maybe because they don't want to change their trajectory. They don't want to shift their mindset. They don't want to go into accepting the truth about themselves. And so we all, at one point or another in our lives, we have to want to evolve. We have to want to evolve to um, another level, to personal growth, personal development, just being a new you, being a different person. And we know as we, just basically as you get older, you get more wisdom. Believe it or not, there are a lot of women who are late 30s, late 40s, late 50s, late 60s, late 70s, God forbid, maybe their husband died or whatnot, and they never got remarried, but single, living a single lifestyle. And society has gotten us so caught up in being independent that we have the Western mindset of not needing a man, of not needing that covering or that strength or that protection or that extra guidance in the home. Because a lot of women, because of let me straighten my crown, because of the Western culture, has the mindset that being submissive is having the man control them, or being submissive is, it means that they're weak. And because of that mindset, because of those thoughts, and because of that, the lies of the Western culture, a lot of women are single because of that. And they say, well, I'm not going to have a man tell me what to do, or I'm not going to submit to a man, or, I've been doing this on my own, or I'm going to hold it down, or blah, 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 blah. All the negativity of not accepting the fact that we truly need a man in our households. I'll be the first one to tell you I had that same mindset. I said the same things before. This is when I was younger, because I raised both of my sons pretty much being a single parent, a single mom, right? So I had the mindset that, oh, if a man cheat on me, I'm not gonna put up with it. If a man, lied to me, I'm not gonna put up with it. If a man, come in late, whatever the case is, I wasn't gonna put up with it. And I had my own faults too, when I was younger. I had my attitude, I had my, my bossiness, I had my independent mindset of I can do it on my own, because I had been on my own since I was 17, 18, just turned 18 when I had my first son. I was a junior in high school. So when my son was 6 months old, I went and signed up for Section 8. When I was 6 months pregnant, I went and signed up for Section 8 in Austin, Texas. And by the time he was 3.5, 5, or 4 months old, I got my first apartment. So I was around 18 years old on my own. And so I was pretty much a woman, right? I had my own place, job or whatever. I didn't need a man. So I had that mindset of being independent only because my son's father had cheated on me and I wasn't going to put up with it, right? So I put him out, and the rest is history. And so from there, I set myself up in my mind that if a man cheat, or when he cheats, I just might as well be by myself, because I'm already holding it down. I don't need a man. I could do bad all by myself. Y'all know the words we used to say. I could do bad all by myself, blah, 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 this, that, and the other. But as you get older, you have to realize that it comes a time when you go through life and you've been cheated on so many times, you've been in abusive relationships so many times, you develop this hardness of heart. You develop this hardness of heart. You develop, this mindset of, that no man is going to run your life. No man is going to tell you what to do, that you're not going to put up with the BS, blah, blah, blah. And you as a woman, you have your own personality, you have your own characteristics, you have your own, let me fix my crown. You have your own, way of doing things, controlling your own life, running your own life. But at the end of the day, we're all human. We're women with emotions. We're going to feel lonely. And when we feel lonely, we go out and we get into relationships that are toxic. We go out and we get into relationships where a man is already married and we're his side chick. We go out and we get into relationships to where a man is pretty much, using and abusing you, because we have accepted. Oh, wow. That is an accident alert. Excuse me. I should have had my phone on Do Not Disturb. Okay, hopefully it will not go off again. All right. So, anywho, where was I at? We get into this this hardness of heart. We get into this to this mindset of allowing, just settling, allowing ourselves to be in these different types of toxic relationships, emotional bondage relationships. We get into the relationships of being abused, and this goes physically, mentally, emotionally. And when we get in those types of relationships and the man, calls us out of our names or curses us out, whatever the case may be, we build up this bad, should I say, attitude. We build up this bad girl mouth, should I say, right? Because I know when I was in a relationship, my first marriage with my abusive husband, every time he would call me out of my name, I would call him out of his name. Every time he would curse me out, I would curse him out. So it's like it was a tit for tat thing, and it was, you know, a loss of self-respect for myself, and it was a loss of respect for him as the man. Because again, I felt I deserved better, which I did, but I allowed myself to be in those types of relationships because of the simple fact I chose to settle because I didn't want to accept one truth that I was never taught. So I'll get into that in a minute. But before I go into that, as women, first of all, no human being is perfect. No man, no woman, no child, no boy, nobody. Nobody is perfect. So as women, we tend to have our own emotional baggage. We have our own past baggage. We have our own financial baggage. Okay. And then we have our physical baggage, which is our children, right? And so now we have four and I'm not saying our children is baggage in the wrong way. I'll just say package, because you know when guys get with women or when women get with men, they have children. You got to take on the whole package, right? The whole package. So now you have these four packages that you're bringing into um, a relationship, and then you have to be in a relationship sometimes where the man has his own packages, plus he's not really intimately satisfied. So him being the man that he is, he's still going to go out and fulfill some of his sexual desires with, of course, another woman. So sometimes you find yourself in the relationship with all these different things going on, plus you find yourself in another relationship that you're being cheated on. How do I know? Because it happened to me. Not once, not twice, not thrice, but more than 3 times. So I'm speaking off of experience, and I'm speaking off of the way I used to be personally. Now, if we can figure out why we're single and sometimes point the finger to ourselves, then we'll be able to have a mindset to where we can be able to accept the truth in life about being in a fulfilled relationship. Does this make sense? If this makes sense, give me a 1 in the chat if you're listening, or a thumbs up if you're on Twitter, Facebook, wherever you may be. If this makes sense to you, I'm trying to make it make sense. Make it make sense, right? So anyway, so ladies, why are we single? Here are some of the points that I'm going to speak on with this question. We're single because we need to identify the real life issues of singleness. The real life issues of singleness. And we don't want to do that. We're single because we don't want to self-reflect on our own character, our own personalities, our own self as a person, as a Black woman. We're single because we don't want to evolve in personal development. We don't want to evolve in growth. We don't want to evolve in our mindset. And because when we evolve, we become open minded and we become open to accepting the truth, which is far from the Western mentality. We're single because we don't want to face the fact that we have to change the trajectory about relationships. And because once we change the trajectory about relationships, we'll be able to accept the truth of why we are really single. Now, I'm going to touch on a topic that's really, really touchy to some women, and a topic that's really, really touchy to other women. The first topic is, again, if we do a self-evaluation and you admit that you are maybe a woman who have an attitude, maybe you are a woman who is suffering from toxic past emotions, maybe you are a woman who is, has a closed mind, maybe you are a woman who just settles for the next Dick, Tom, and Harry because that's all you can settle for, or because that's all who will put up with your mouth, or that's all who can put up with, taking care of another man's 3 or 4 or 5 kids, so you don't have to be single. And I'm gonna say this statement right here. Sometimes holding on to things does more damage than it does good. Sometimes holding on does more damage than letting go, or shall I say. And that's by a brother named Yaki Hickman. Holding on does more damage than letting go. And I say that because when you want to hold on to the way you were raised, if you want to hold on to the way you were taught, if you want to hold on to the way your mama raised you, if you want to hold on to the way your daddy raised you, if you want to hold on to the way your grandma raised you, if you want to hold on to your church upbringing, if you want to hold on to what you was taught in school, it's going to do more damage than it will do good. Why? Because grandma's still single, auntie's still single, great auntie's still single, cousin's still single, best friend's still single, stepmom's still single, your college girl's still single. Everybody's single. And they're only in a relationship when they go out to a club. That's not even a relationship. That's called, and excuse my language, that's called a fuckboy status. Excuse my language. And I really don't curse. But I had to get that out there because I'm trying to get you to understand that men don't gravitate to women who are unstable in their, let me see, what's the word I'm looking for? Who is unstable in their decision to their lifestyle, if that makes sense. And the reason why I say that is because of this. You meet a guy, he says he's single, but he's really not. Or you meet a guy and he says he's not married, but he really is. And y'all hook up and y'all start talking, y'all start dating and whatnot. You kick it off, whatever. A month, maybe 2 months, maybe 3 months later, you find out that he's in another relationship. You find out that he's married. What do? You've already given him the poo nanny. You've already gave him maybe possibly a key to your house. I don't know. But he's already been over there. He's already met your kids. So you feel like you have this type of connection with him, and you've done all this already. So what do? You stick around. You stay that side chick, or you stay the other woman. Then you want to get upset with the other woman because he don't want to leave the other woman. And now it's like you have 2 choices. You leave him alone and you single again, or you stick with it and you get along with the other woman. How many of us as Black women, how many of y'all as Black women, how many of them as Black women will knowingly stick around with the other woman knowing who you are? Probably, I want to say maybe about 80% of y'all. This means, I'm not talking about can't even say the word, polygamy relationship. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about a toxic status relationship where you know about the other woman and she knows about you, and y'all bickering back and forth at each other because of this one man that both of y'all are sharing already openly, but you don't want to sit down and understand the factual truth about why this man really wants both of y'all. Instead, you want to fight the other woman for this man or compete for this man and not really sit down and work it out for y'all to be together in a polygyny relationship. Y'all help me. But look, and let me know if this makes sense, because I'm trying to get to my point here of why we are single. And I'm hoping this is making sense to y'all. But let me get back to the first point. If we would understand as Black women what the Black man truly, really wants in his heart, in his mind, in his soul, we would never be single. We would never be single. But since we don't want to take the time and learn the truth, accept the truth, and live in the truth, then we're going to steady have a status on our head titled being single, or either being in a side chick relationship. Men do not want to be in a relationship with a woman where she's always bickering, where she's always giving him ultimatums, where she's always fighting and arguing, where she's always blowing up his phone to where she can't accept the fact that he's going to be a man. So he puts up with her for the sex. And when he gets tired of her, he'll leave her alone and he'll go on to the next. And then she's back to square one with being single. So ladies, until we begin to do some deep soul searching down on the inside and realize that the problem is not always the Black man, the problem is also ourselves. The problem can be you. It can be you because you have a Western mindset. You don't want to shift your mindset. You don't want to evolve. You don't want to change. You don't want to go through self-development. And sometimes self-development means you have to get out of that old mindset and into the new mindset. You have to release the ghetto-ness. You have to release, the trying to get over on men all the time. You got to get away from, just being with a man because of his money or what he got or what he can do for you. But start thinking about the originality of what the man meant in the household, which was the protection, which was the covering, which was the guidance, which was the leadership for your children. I know it may be 2 or 3 other different baby daddies. I understand that. But when you find a man that truly wants to be with you and your kids, that should be enough in itself for you to want to change your thought process for this man. That should be enough in itself for you to want to evolve to a new mindset, to evolve to a new level. Because we all know that there is a high percentage of single Black women in the Black community. We all know that there's a high percentage of Black men in the criminal justice system. We all know that there's a high percentage of Black men who are gay. So what can we do as Black women to help solve this problem and not be single anymore? And the only way we can do that is to start learning our culture, learning our history, and realizing that in order for me to make it in life, in order for me to beat the rat race, for one, which is the financial system, is that I'm going to have some real unified help from a real man. I'm going to have some real guidance, some real leadership from a man who knows how to lead, from a man who's been through the struggles, from a man who knows how to run a household, who knows how to guide, and who is rooted and grounded in God. And okay, I get it. Maybe every man is not rooted and grounded in God. But if the man is willing to accept your children and lead in the household and be with you to the end, take care of you and another man's child, because he really likes you and he really cares for you, don't take that for granted, because there is so many other single women out here in this world who is starting to realize that if I don't wake up my mindset, if I don't evolve, if I don't shift my trajectory, if I don't shift to another level, if I don't learn and understand the truth, if I don't get out of the Western ideology, anyway, if I don't get out of their way of thinking, then I'm going to be single for the rest of my life. And I'm going to die single. And you might say now, yeah, well, okay, that's cool. You know, I've done it this long. My mama did it. My dad, my grandma did it. My sister did it. My auntie did it. My cousin did it. But believe you me, everyone has emotions. And there's going to be plenty of nights that you, just like grandma did, auntie did, cousin did, great grandma did, you're going to cry. And you're going to want a man's touch in your life. You're going to want a man's touch in his arms. You're going to want a man's touch in his presence. And you're going to want a man's touch mentally. You can say you may not all you want, but everybody is human and we are emotional beings. We were created with emotions. We were created to be with the opposite sex. I'm 43 years old. I just turned 43 January 14th, 2022. Out of 43 years, I can honestly say probably 25 to 30 of those years, I was single. Because I had a mindset that I wasn't going to put up with cheating, because I had a mindset that I wasn't going to let a man change my thinking or change the way I view things on life. Call myself just waiting. Oh, I'm just going to wait. I'm just going to wait on God until he send me that husband. I'm just going to wait. I'm 43 and I was still waiting until about 2 months ago, about a month ago. That's a whole other broadcast. Y'all get that later. Okay. Stay tuned. But my point is, you can't put up in your mind that you're going to be single until that right man comes along. You can't put up in your mind that you're going to be single until the men act right. You can't put up in your mind, ladies, that you're going to be single because you're not changing for no man. Ain't no man going to change your mindset. Ain't no man going to change the way you view things. Ain't no man going to change the way you think. You don't need a man. You got to get all of that Westernology out of your mindset and realize that the Black women in the community are suffering because they don't have leadership in their homes. And I'm not telling you nothing new. I'm telling you just something coming from my perspective of why ladies are single. I'm going to tell you something. You want to call yourself a queen? You can't be a queen until you have a king. You can't be a queen. Let me say that again for the ones in the back. You cannot be a queen unless you have yourself a king. Why? Because that's the way it was established. That's the way it was made. You got to have a king in order to be a queen. Point blank in the period. So you can be a bad bitch all you want to, as long as you're single. But you really can't call yourself a queen until you have a king that's leading you, that's guiding you, that's covering you, and that's protecting you. And that's not going to happen, ladies, until you, because I'm already covered, okay? Until you decide to change your thinking, change your views on your life, and change the way you view the Western status of the relationships in the Black community. I know everybody have their own way of being in their relationships. I know there's gays and lesbians out there. There's, all that stuff that's going on. That's your business. But I'm talking about pure Black, single, straight ladies, Black women who are single. My generation and the generation under me, maybe the generation above me. You're going to be single unless you change your way of thinking and learn the truth. Okay? What the truth is accepting the fact that you may have to be in a polyamorous relationship. You may have to be in polygamy. You just may. Because if you research your history and you research your roots, you'll find out that that's what was already established for the Black people to do, for the Black women to do, for the Black community to do, for the Black family to do. Okay, I'm not telling you nothing that was not already written, that was not already given to us from the beginning. So, ladies, if you want to remain single, each is his own. But if you don't, do a little soul searching. Change your way of thinking. Get some personal development. Change your attitude. Change your attitude towards Black men, because it's not Black men's fault that the community and the mindsets of the Black women and men are the way they is. It's the white man's fault. We are supposed to love and stand behind our Black men. Point blank in the period. I have Black sons, Black brothers, Black uncles, Black cousins, Black family members. I have them. So when I see the next Black brother out there, I'm going to root for him instead of putting him down, because the white man has put him down years and years and years and years, long enough. And so for us as Black women to sit back and not hold that brother up or stand behind him, or even want to understand his way of thinking or understand his concept about relationships, is really not doing any benefits for our offspring, for our children, and for our community. So I'm getting ready to wrap it up. Do some soul searching. Understand that if you don't want to be single no more, it starts with you. It starts with your mindset. It starts with you wanting to evolve and change as a person individually, and then you'll reach out and you'll accept the true love that each Black sister and Black brother can give each other collectively as a community and as a unity. And when you find that one brother, when you find that one king that can really truly hold you up and be with you and love you and care for you and your family and your children, then you really got somebody who's in it for a long haul. All he wants you to do is accept his way of what was already engraved into him. And that is being with another woman, being with two women, point blank in the period. Some of y'all not gonna believe that because the way you've been taught, it's gonna be hard for some of y'all to accept it. Like I said, some of y'all not gonna gravitate to it, some of y'all will, but the ones who do, you understand where I'm coming from. The ones who don't, it's gonna take you a little bit longer to change your mindset and your way of thinking, and that's okay. It's okay, because this is not for everybody. But for the ones who do, and you're ready for personal development, go ahead and reach out to me. I have my packages and my programs for Destiny Walkers Network, LLC. It's called a Metamorphosis of Destiny. And we can go ahead and get you started on some personal development courses and consulting. You also can order my book, Being a Woman of Destiny, 7 Key Principles, How to Walk in Purpose. This book tells each and every one of you how to discover yourself, how to walk in your purpose, how to change your mindset, how to view yourself differently. So you can grab it on Amazon.com. Other than that, this is Karis L. Reed, aka the Destiny Chick. Peace and blessings. Thank you so much for your time. And stay tuned. I will be back. I will be back with other subjects here and there, just like this one. And I'll be back with just some educational information. Other than that, peace and blessings. Bye.